Awake to the psionic powers within, a Psi warrior is a fighter who augments their physical might with Psi-infused weapon strikes, telekinetic lashes, and barriers of mental force. Many Githyanki train to become such warriors, as do some of the most disciplined High Elves. In the world of Eberron, many young Kalishtar dream of becoming Psi warriors. As a Psi warrior, you might have honed your psionic abilities through solo discipline, unlocked it through the tutelage of a master, or refined it at an academy dedicated to wielding the mind's powers as both weapon and shield.
Time to kick some ass, win some hearts, and blow some minds. Hey guys, it's Mitch here from Among Mates with my good pal Luke.
Big game, small pieces.
Thanks for having me again, man.
Pleasure, Mitch. We love talking D&D and love talking about something different all the time. Today we're talking
one cast.
That is right. Today we're going over a fighter subclass. Mitch, what's the name of these guys?
It's dumb.
It's dumb.
It's a dumb name.
It's a dumb name. All right. Okay. Cool.
Name.
We'll aim with that. We'll circle back to that later. Put a post in it.
You know, it's Psi warrior, good friend of horse warrior, and an arrow warrior. Also, over here we have big axe warrior with sword warrior.
Ooh, I like big axe warrior.
Good job, guys. The guy that named that gets paid. He came up with Psi warrior. Come on.
So these Jedi, Psi warrior people, they're at third level. What do you get? You get your psionic powers. They finally bloom. What do you get out of that? So you harbour a wellspring of psionic energy within yourself. This energy is represented by your psionic energy dice, which are each a d6. You have a number of dice equal to twice your proficiency bonus, and they fuel various psionic powers you have, which are detailed below. Some of your powers extend the psionic energy dice expend the psionic energy dice you use. Specific powers and described in descriptions, and you can't use a power if it requires you to use a dice when your dice are all extended. So when you're out of points, you're out. You regain all your psionic energy dice when you finish a long rest, so that'll be important to separate from the rest of your fighter abilities. In addition, as a bonus action, you can regain one expended psionic energy dice, but you can't do so again until you finish a short or long rest. So there's your one short rest thing to pay attention when you talk about your dice. Now, one great thing is, like some of the other classes, your psionic dice increase as you go up levels. So as you reach certain levels in this class, your psionic energy dice will increase. At 5th levels, so it's not a long wait, you go up to D8. 11th, all right, it's a bit of a pause there, you go up to D10. And 17th level, you finally hit that wonderful D12. And below are some of the things you can do with those psionic energy dice. Mitch, you want to run us through them?
You don't get to skip over that fast.
No.
We're going to quickly analyze what you've said.
Oh,
so you get D6 equal to twice your proficiency bonus. Translates as, we don't want to punish you for multiclassing. This class is designed for multiclassing.
It doesn't
you need to
punish
get
you.
3 levels of this, and you'll get 10 psionic energy dice by the time you get up to level 16, is it? Whereas the Battle Master, at best, gets like 5. They start off with 3. This one, like level 3, gets 4 instantly. And as soon as they get to level 3, I think it is, they go up to 6. So a little bit excessive, but hey, they don't do much, so that's all right. But they did dial it down a bit with the little bit at the bottom where the Battle Masters start at D8 and they go up to D10 at 11th level and go up to D12, I believe, at 14th or 15th level. But it's all in all, yeah, dice, a little extra mechanic for people that like to roll dice and do stuff. But yeah, so these dice that we have, they do things. So we have, don't get me wrong, I'm still angry about the name.
It's going to come off the whole video.
Yeah, the Psi Warriors dice. You've got 3 abilities. You've got Protective Field, which is basically when someone, it's all roughly based around 30 feet. So if someone near you that you can see within 30 feet is about to get hit, you can throw up a psionic energy field to protect them and reduce the damage by your psionic dice plus your intelligence modifier. So if you roll a 6 and then you have an intelligence of 13, that'll be 7. Then you've got Psionic Strike, which is similar, but when you attack with a weapon and you hit, you can then, like a Battlemaster die, try and do extra damage. You can roll it and you can deal your intelligence plus the dice rolled extra damage, which is great, basically it's almost like a crit modifier. If you hit with a crit,
you're going to slap this on
dice down. Because there's no actual reaction or anything involved in that. It's just kind of like dropping a smite. And the last one being telekinetic movement. This one is limited to a short rest or a long rest, like most fighter mechanics. And basically, you can cast catapult, where you're targeting one loose object or large or smaller one willing creature other than yourself. And if they're within 30 feet again, you can move it up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. This one, I think, is really cool. This is what I like to sort of think you can do with the telekinetic feat, where you sort of push someone out of the way or pull them out of the way, except this one moves them 30 feet, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's not bad. Gets you going. 7th level, we then get our Sonic Warrior feature, Telekinetic Adept. Which course you have mastered new ways of using your Sonic abilities, as detailed below. So, you
might say you're no longer a Padawan.
Potentially you are a knight now. You got a psi-powered leap. So, as a bonus action, alright, so now we're using an action. You can force jump your way somewhere. So, basically you can fly equal to twice your walking speed, and then you'll land at the end of your turn, regardless, or you'll fall wherever you place yourself. You can use this as a bonus action. You can't do it again until you finish a short or long rest, unless you expend a psionic energy die to take it again. So, one free one, and then after that, you've got to pay for them. 7th level, you should have a few points now, so it shouldn't be too bad. The only thing I would find interesting is that this doesn't, because it's fly, it doesn't necessarily have to be in an arc or in a direct line. You could go around a corner and up, and you jumped that somehow and never touched anything. You double jumped. Like you do in computer games. So that's pretty good.
I get that. It's like, what is it, Ness on Super Smash Brothers, where you send a little side thing out and hit
shoot yourself off. Yeah, you sonically maneuver yourself in some other way. And you also get
change one of my answers.
All right. You also get telekinetic thrust. When you deal damage to a target with your sonic strike, you can force the target to make a strength saving throw equal to 8 plus proficiency plus intelligence modifier. And if it fails that save, it can either be knocked prone or you can push it 10 foot in any direction horizontally. So you can't go up and then drop. You shove them around. So not bad. They'll sort of strike and they just sort of slide back. I think I just saw that in Kenobi just the other night, so I'm on board.
Yeah, that's probably where they got the idea. Star Wars always copying D&D.
Yeah.
Oh, these bastards.
Who was here first? You got to ask.
We'll never know. Chicken and egg.
Unprovable.
At 10th level, we've got Guarded Mind. The psionic energy flowing through you has bolstered your mind. You've got resistance to psychic damage. Moreover, if you start your turn charmed or frightened, you can expend a die and end every effect on you, subjecting you to those conditions, which is cool because I believe that the monk version of this, you can only end one condition with your action, where this one you end all condition. Every effect causing those conditions, which is pretty cool. So all those ones go away, and you get psychic damage resistance. So
it doesn't come up a lot, but in a campaign where scions are going to be a big part of it, then it would be huge. So, but yeah, in most common campaigns, you're going to see that once every blue moon. 15th level, we get Bulwark of Force. So you can shield yourself and others with telekinetic force. As a bonus action, you can choose creatures, which can include you, that you can see within 30 feet of you, up to a number of creatures equal to your intelligence modifier. Oh, well, that just seems like a badly done sentence. Each of the chosen creatures is protected by half cover for 1 minute, or until you're incapacitated. Once you take this bonus action, you can't do so again until you finish a long rest, unless you expend a psionic energy dice to do it again. Not bad. Not horrible.
It's pretty insane.
It's was it say? Sorry, it was a half cover. That's +2 off the top of my head. So +2 armor class for your intelligence modifier. Hopefully, you've got at least a +2.
It's just giving yourself +2.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you and one buddy +2 as a fighter. That'll come in the next one, which is Telekinetic Master. At 18th level, you gain the ability to move creatures and objects with your mind. Basically, you can cast telekinesis requiring no components, and your spell casting ability for this spell is intelligence, meaning that the DC for the saving throw may be something like, at this level, you've got your proficiency, intelligence. We're talking 16, like 16, possibly 17.
Unless you really maxed out your intelligence, but yeah.
Yeah. And like, let's be honest, most homebrew games, you're going to have that maxed out because,
pretty high.
Hey man, you found some boots that give you +4 intelligence. Go to town.
Some smart, shiny boots.
Nice, shiny, smart boots. Those boots looking smart, fella. So during each your turn while you're concentrating the spell, including the turn when you cast it, you can make one attack with your weapon as a bonus action for some reason. And then you can do stuff. Once you cast this spell with this feature, you can't do so again without a long rest unless you expend a psionic die to cast it again. Which basically means you'll be able to cast telekinesis at this level 11 times a day. Actually, yeah. At this level.
Plus you get your free one.
13 times a day. Because it'd be proficiency 6, wouldn't it, at 18? Somewhere there.
Yeah, you have to be up there.
It's pretty impressive, but most people are going to save it. Most bosses. But yeah, so that's the last of the abilities you get. I do love telekinesis as a spell. While you hold people, they are restrained, which gives them disadvantage on attacks. You can lift them up in the air and bang them down and throw them around everywhere. You can throw stuff at them. It's an amazing spell.
What I like and dislike about it, I think we get a lot in this class of different things. You get to be able to jump, maneuver around, do some damage, hurl people around a bit, side push. There's a few abilities, so it's not bad. Very Jedi-ish, and I'm used to. And I have played a Jedi-ish character from 3rd Ed, doing a Psionic Warrior back then. I like the double proficiency bonus. Gives you a lot more chances to use those abilities as opposed to just proficiency bonus that some other classes get. So that's good. I get to do them a bit more. Potentially, it tells me balance-wise they're a little weaker, but you get to do them a little bit more. So that might be the payoff there.
I think likes. I love the visualization of this class. I love the strong warrior straining and moving the world around him, pushing things. I love everything about that. Hate the name. 100% hate the name. Off the top of my head, I like the fact there's an ability in there called telekinetic thrust. So I was thinking like, you could go the old thrust knight or, thrust killing man, purple monkey dishwasher. I like fighters that are brawlers that are using so thrallers. Thrallers, playing the word thrall with, you like that. You like that because, a lot of the people that use psionics create thralls. These guys are using psionics. So thrallers, off the top of my head, good. Telemarketers, telemusketeers. Okay, it's the telemusketeers. Perfect. You're welcome, everyone. I fixed the name.
We've changed it. Telemusketeers.
Yeah, we've changed it. But no, I think the big win for me here is I like the fact it's a little bit of a support class. So if you want to play a fighter where you're helping, this is one I would have liked to play for my last character that was a fighter.
Yep.
Just because of something like Bulwark of Force. I love the idea of getting into a big battle and getting everyone behind you, and as you're charging in, you just see these fields sort of in front of everyone.
However,
extra armor. You're there, and then even if they get hit with the extra AC, you're then putting a shield over them and removing 10 damage. Love that concept. So.
Character concept. So obviously, Jedi naturally going to become. You're going to base your character off Jedi or something like that to fill that fantasy because no one's playing Star Wars around you, and you need to get some Star Wars in your life. Then just consider about when you're playing a Jedi-based character. That character might become very bit stoic and centered, and you may not be able to enjoy as much in the chaotic craziness fun a lot of my games end up going to. So be aware when you're designing a character to do that. Consider, obviously, your good versus evil storyline that ties into Star Wars pretty easily. But stepping away from the wars, I am thinking along the lines of a character concept for mine would be you are focused on psionics. You aren't going to do magic. Magic doesn't work for you. Magic doesn't speak to you. And even the most simplest of things, you tried to get into magic schools. You're a smart guy. Like, you can get into magic. It just didn't work for you.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Mallrat series. So, and obviously Jay and Silent Bob. So I would love to play a Silent Bob character. Where basically, you have the scenes where he's literally trying to use trying to use psionic, and it doesn't work. Trying to put the VHS in and have things happening around him so it actually works out. So I'd love to play this comically, where with the DM try and come up with reasons why it's not actually him doing the psionics. It's almost like luck is happening around him to knock people around and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, the willing something to happen so much because you want it to, love it. So that's the way I'd go with this one.
Cool.
Obviously, I'd start with a telekinetic feat and just move little things at a time. Like have scenes where he's sitting at the tavern, everyone else is talking, and he's sitting there just like, like pointing at the beer. Yeah, there's a lot of fun you can have with that.
Guys, it did last time when you weren't here.
Yeah, and literally, as people turn away, the beer shoots in him. Did you see that?
So some player tips. So some things to remember. One would be check how many Star Wars references your DM's willing to put into his game. He might deliberately. He's not running Star Wars. He's running D&D. So that people at the table may not appreciate too much Star Wars. Then again, they may love it. They may absolutely love it. So if you're going to play something from another genre into D&D, you got to see if it's going to work. So potentially just check that with the players and DM. And then another player tip is, as I said, make sure you're paying attention to what your short rest, long rest, and reset things are, and just have, little ticks next to your character sheet or something on a page beside you, just so you can keep track of what you've spent, what you haven't spent, so and to remind yourself to actually spend them and use these abilities.
Or be a good soldier and use D&D Beyond because it's got little boxes you can click. Yeah, and for me, I'd say push your DM. Push them to the brink.
Literally.
Every time you play a character like this, like I love the idea. I really want to play an Echo Knight because leading up to level 3, you can have weird things going on with their shadow. Almost like a Peter Pan thing. So like you're talking to someone and someone in the party will see your shadow start to walk off without you, and they'll say something and it goes back, and you're like, this could be similar to that. Like you go to reach for something and it just comes to your hand and everyone's like, what was that? Foreshadowing for a character thing?
Yeah.
We don't know.
It's slowly. Yep. A few ones for the DM. From me would be, once again, check if someone is trying to replicate Star Wars and if you want it in your campaign. If they want it and it's cool, if you bring them into it. Ask them how do they want I am your father moment, or are they happy just to have a cool Star Wars battle? I've played this and wanted to do Star Wars, and I had a glowing sword, and I ran in and I was making boom, 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 boom noise at the top of my life. So if it's okay in your game, then play that. Find out if the player is trying to replicate Star Wars and run with it. Another one is some of their abilities are shove and movement abilities with the thrust and a few other things like that. In which case, these things really work and get their most effect when you're using dynamic landscapes. Things that have movement, things that have height, things that have other things than a flat room, rectangular room that 30v20 that you just run and hit things in. If you want to give the player moments, give them a dynamic landscape to push people off and they go falling and tumbling off. A player will feel, regardless if they die immediately after, they'll feel like, yes, I accomplished something. I pushed that one guy off the edge. And the final one before I throw it over to Mitch, it'd be that Psionics. In any Psionic campaign, if they see nothing else Psionic, it'll be a little bit of a letdown. Have something come in. Doesn't have to be every game session, but every couple of game sessions have something that has some sort of psionic abilities come in, so that they can use that psychic resistance and actually feel good. Because if you've got abilities that you've never used in a whole campaign, you're gonna feel like, I should have played something else. This thing didn't work.
Almost on that note, with this class, if you're not letting your characters get up towards 16, 18, 20 ability score, I'd probably, or the party doesn't have means of reducing their saving throws, I'd probably allow a few monsters around that have super low saving throws, just because everyone loves those Force Unleashed moments. So if I was having one of these in my game, I'd be throwing an extra few enemies into every time this guy starts using his telekinesis.
Mm-hmm.
If he's level 18 and he starts using telekinesis on a big bad guy, I'd have 20 little goblins jump out of nowhere, and he gets to go, and the whole room starts pulling in, and those goblins get lifted up and just necks broken and thrown into each other and thrown off the edge. There's nothing wrong with adding a little bit of cinematic magic to a failed saving throw. Hey, you didn't get the big bad, but those 20 guys you pulled out of hiding and snapped their necks and threw them into a blender and spun it round, you got them. Good job, buddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, saving throws suck for this dude unless he's got high ability scores. So give him his moment. Let him unleash the Psi warrior.
The Psi warrior in us all.
The Psi warrior within.
Thanks for joining me again, Mitch. We're going to keep powering through tonight. We're going to keep recording some more of these things, and we're going to post them up there. If any of this interests you, have a look down below. If you're interested in getting in contact, jump in any of our things. Affiliate links to all the books and games and all that gets thrown down there. And hopefully we'll see you when you come back next time.
Also, Wizards, if you're successful in suing Disney for stealing your idea, congrats.
We got your back.